Jessica should be joining us. Jessica, hello.
Hi, David.
Hey, welcome back. I know you joined us last year. So we've seen in the news recently around the Chinese government kind of changing their COVID policy and moving to almost like a zero COVID policy at the end of last year. I'm just curious as to what you're seeing and how that's impacting your clients in China.
Yeah, sure. So actually, when the Chinese government suddenly lifted its zero COVID policy in December, it is shocking to everyone, right? So the news came as a surprise to many, including the business world. So although we are used to the sudden policy changes announcement by the Chinese local government, sometimes with 24 hours notice, but this, COVID, zero COVID was lifted is still tough. Within 2 weeks, COVID cases in Beijing and Shanghai soared. And then some of the provinces like Henan province, they reported nearly 90% of their population was infected. So this wave of infection affected supply chains and also workflows. But this is a temporary infection and temporary situation. I'm also in a WeChat group with over 350 CEOs from various companies, and they mentioned that on average, 76%, 76% of their workforce contracted COVID. So this has a big impact to their daily business operation. But however, they are now fully recovered, and we began to see people returning to the office by mid-January before the Chinese New Year holiday. And then business also has begun bouncing back, and very quickly. So the confidence level, most important is the confidence level arising, because we do surveys in the in that WeChat group on a monthly basis. So you can clearly tell the confidence level from business world are rising. So that's most important. So how ADP can support due to those unexpected changes, right? So we have long history of contingency planning. We were well prepared for 50% of our colleagues to be on permission with COVID concurrently. So that we're well prepared for that. We had a really robust BCP in place that we were still managing payroll accurately and on time. So that means, from ADP standpoint, we are prepared to support our clients, even their HR and payroll teams are affected by COVID. So we proved that since the beginning of the COVID in 2020. And our clients in China very much appreciate our ongoing services and also support in those difficult times. Also, one more thing I want to point out, our BCP included working with ADP offices in the wider region, so that clients were covered even if the China team is going to be unavailable. So this is something you can't do with a single country payroll provider. Only the global networks like the ADP, so we are able to do this. So I'm so proud. We are really a company can provide consistent accurate payroll to our clients.
Hey, Jessica, thank you for joining us as always.